Let's return to This Week in America. Here's your host, Rick Bratton.
Welcome back, everybody, coast to coast. This Week in America. Samson Yung-AbuIt is a modern motivator, creator, mentor, and tutor of people around the world. Best known for his trademark motivational quotes distributed through social media platforms around the world, the author of the Student Exam Passport, Snacks for Thoughts, Poetvation, the Creative Talents Notebook. He holds a Master in Psychology from Nottingham Trent University and a Bachelor of Law and Criminology degree also from Nottingham Trent University. Samson is the author of the delightful children's picture book, Santa Remembers All Good Kids. The book serves as a motivation to encourage good behavior both at home and away from home, so kids complete daily chores and activities without trouble. Santa Remembers All Good Kids, the story of a little girl named Mary who wished to spend time with Santa and has a wonderful experience in the process. It consists of 14 stories of kids all around the world, from Spain to Italy, Germany, all well-behaved and receive toys from Santa as a reward. And the story ends with a page of gratitude, which teaches kids to thank Santa for their presents. Now, in addition, Santa Remembers All Good Kids serves as a learning and educational tool for all kids. It teaches kids about the different seasons, months of the year. It also exposes kids to some countries around the world. By Skype from the UK, Samson Yung-AbuIt, author of Santa Remembers All Good Kids, A Magical Moment with Santa, joins us on This Week in America. Samson, welcome to the program. It's great to have you with us.
Awesome. Thank you. Obviously, it is such a pleasure to be on your show as well. So I'm really happy.
Well, I'm happy and excited about having you here to talk about this. Christmas is a magical time. It doesn't even have to be Christmas time. You mentioned Christmas in the middle of summer and people get a smile on their faces, and you've done such a wonderful job in telling the story in this picture book, and also some great lessons as well that we'll talk about during the course of the conversation. But what was the motivation? Why did you decide to write Santa Remembers All Good Kids?
I have my daughter is 5 years old. So I actually grew up in Africa, and my partner is English. So we have different upbringing in terms of how we got brought up. So trying to actually raise up a kid that is half and half is quite a challenge, because we have different view on how to kind of tell a kid to actually do what they're meant to do.
Yes.
So I kind of start looking into it and trying to figure out, okay, how can I meet her at the stop? Okay, how can we be firm and and easy as well, okay, on our kids? So that kind of, I came up with this idea because I realized that kids tend to do what they must do when there is something in it for them.
Exactly. Yes.
So, yeah, because kids don't actually understand why they should do what they need to do at times. They just want to play. They want to have fun. So they don't want to brush your teeth, but they want to eat sweets and everything. So I sat down one day, and I could see the interaction between my daughter and my partner. So she was getting quite frustrated, because she was trying to love and to lead. So, and there's often a struggle when you kind of show love at the same time trying to be firm in trying to make a kid do what they need to do. So Santa Remembers All Good Kids is a win-win situation for both the parent and the kid. So it kind of like reduces the level of frustration in emotion. So trying to tell the kid, okay, if you do this, you're gonna get this. Okay, this is about a long-term goal and a long-term commitment. So is trying to create a discipline in a kid to to kind of like do what they must do to get a reward at the end of the year. So, and this act actually kind of like a kid will get into the habit of doing what they have to do based on the goal that they know they're going to achieve at the end of the day. So that kind of like gave me the idea, because when I spend some time with my daughter, so she tends to want, she actually listens when she knows, she can get to watch, a TV program or get
Exactly.
a toy
Yes.
she wants. Yeah, so that kind of like inspired me to come up with a book, with a story that, that I could, that we can use as parents to captivate the kid, to make
It's interesting.
the,
You've got some
the,
some moral benefits in the book as well. Talk about that.
the
It's not just an entertaining story. You've got there are moral benefits there that for the child and the parent will realize as well.
yeah. Because I mean, obviously, I think Santa remembers all good kids has an extensive purpose. So it also has an inspirational purpose as well. Reason being that children are not exempt from inspiration. So the idea I had behind Santa remembers all good kid is, how can I create an awareness of inspiration to a level that a kid can understand and adapt. So storytelling is a wonderful tool and a wonderful way to inspire the kid. So I felt like if kids can believe in dragon, if they can believe in fairy tale, in superheroes, then they can believe and they can believe in themselves. So in my story, I kind of like explore time as a team. So um, most kids today, they appreciate toys more than time. So so the idea of Santa remembers all good kid is to reinsert the benefits of time and the pricelessness of time.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
It's such a job well done. It's no wonder you're considered a modern motivator because you understand the keys, the tools out there, the buttons to push to get responses and get these messages across to young people and to us older people as well as we're reading the book along with the children. The book is Santa
Hmm.
Remembers All Good Kids, A Magical Moment with Santa by Samson Yung-Abu. That's Samson, Samson, Young, Y-U-N-G, Abu, A-B-U. The book's available at Amazon, the usual places. Go to our website. You can link on directly. This book is good not only for kids, but it also supports parents and teachers in our messages to kids. Talk about that because you cover all the bases here.
Yeah. Thanks. I mean, okay, like I'm actually saying, obviously, because I was brought up in Africa. Okay, so the level of communication between the adult and the kid is quite one of, is quite different from how we communicate with our kids here. So to me, writing Santa remembers a good kid also inspires me as well, to actually learn to to adjust the way I communicate, with my daughter, in a sense when I want her to do something she needs to do. So it kind of like it's actually like it's just about giving the energy on the emotion. So trying to a point where there is no struggle between what you want what we want the kids to do
Yes.
and what they are doing. So it's about habits. It's about creating a chain of events that that can be seen as a win-win for both the parents and the kid. And one thing I also did was I create scenarios, based on other kids from other countries as well, because each country has got a different culture, and one of the benefits of Santa Remembers All Good Kid is to expose children to other the culture of other children's, as well as letting them know that there are other kids in different parts of the world who are also going through the same phase, who are also having to brush their teeth, or go to doctors and the dentist, or eat their food. I think kids learn, kids appreciate when they see other kids doing what they're doing. So, it kind of creates a sense of collectiveness between children, and is actually a bond between the parent and the kid as well. And it also serves as an educational tool as well, because it speaks about like the the years, like the months in a year. It actually speaks about different names of different people. There's actually a lot in the in Santa Claus All Good Kid, and the main purpose is first is to inspire children, and is to inspire parents as well, and is to kind of balance the emotional frustration between getting kids to do what they must do, and getting them to do it without having without a struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just Samson Yung-AbuIt is coming to us via Skype from the United Kingdom. We're doing a video of this, so you can Google that and you'll find the video. Go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, click on the video tab, and you'll see YouTube and, of course, audio available at your favorite radio station, and also available at wherever you get podcasts. It's interesting, as you mentioned, the educational aspect. There's so many moving parts as you're writing this. It's not just an entertainment story. You have all these other elements that you bring in an entertaining way. How long did it take you to write Santa Remembers All Good Kids?
I mean, with Santa Remember All Good Kid, I had the idea last year, at the beginning of last year, but I didn't make anything of it until towards the towards the beginning of this year. So I would say it took me a couple of months, let's say about three months, because when I first wrote it, it wasn't as detailed as it was now. So I had to leave it aside, and then I came back to it. So I would say roughly I spent a total of four months in bringing up to a stage where I felt like it covered all the bases I actually wanted it to actually cover. Because I want to ensure that like that it has the inspirational elements, that he has like the educational bits, that he has like the entertainment bits as well. So for me to have all those elements in Santa Remembers All Good Kid, I had to keep going back, keep going into it and getting out of it, because I bought myself some time to think about how to insert and adapt things like how to bring everything together to
Yes.
cover everything I really wanted to be in a child's book, without going overboard with my words as well, because it was very important that the book must not be too extensive, but at the same time comprehensive enough to cover what I intended the book to express to my audience, and the reader as well. So yeah, so I would just say for roughly 4 months.
It's interesting. You talk about writing and not overwriting, and that's one of the impressive elements of the book. Is you do an excellent job of not using any more words than you have to get across the story. A child only has such an attention span. If you get too verbose, all of a sudden you're losing them along the way. And you understand the power of a book designed for a child. As you grew up, were you a fan of books? Did you read a lot as a child?
Yeah, okay. This is very, very interesting and strange as well, because that was one of the reasons why I felt like I had to write a book. When I was growing up, I never read a book once. Um, I was not able to get a book because we live in a very poor area, and we had to travel very far to get a book, even a textbook. So not once I didn't read. I read my first novel when I was 16 years old. Yeah, and I read my first children book 5 years ago. Yeah, so I never had. I've always wanted to, but I couldn't get a hold of any book due to where I grew up in. It was a very, very poor area, so we didn't have the resources. We didn't have the chance to grab a book, or there was no charity shop or anything like that. Yeah.
I could see you as like really hooked on books at 4, 5, 6 years old and thinking, when I grow up, I'm going to write a book.
Yeah.
But, with your approach, you probably appreciate it more than many of us did who grew up reading a book. We just reached for one and it was there. You knew the value of having it because it was scarce to be able to find the book. Our guest on the program, coming to us from the UK via Skype, is Samson Yung-AbuIt. The book is Santa Remembers All Good Kids. Why is this book, do you think, important to kids? Not just, and I keep coming back to, it's very entertaining. It's so well done, but there's so much more than the entertainment factor there as well. Why is the book so important to kids, do you think?
Okay, for a few reasons. One of the reasons is that, when I grab a kid's book and when I read a kid's book and when I read adult books, they have quite a lot of inspirational books for adults, but there's hardly any inspirational book for kids. And actually, and one of the reasons is that, inspirational books and motivational books, in a sense, they are designed to fix the adults, to help them find themselves back. So I was thinking to myself, why do we have to wait until the kids become an adult and then trying to fix them? Why not build them up while they're little?
Yes.
Kids should be exempt from inspiration. They should understand the value of belief, or the value of time, the value of self-esteem and self-confidence. So my aim is to not just write inspirational books or inspirational quotes for the adults. My aim is to make sure the kids benefit from this book growing up. So, they can believe in belief. They can believe in belief just like they believe in dragons and just like they believe in fairy tales. I think this will help our society a lot more. That kids can grow up with a belief system invested in them from childhood, rather than us waiting. Me as a writer, I have grown to feel like I have an obligation to to bring out the best in humanity as much as I possibly can. So my aim is to ensure that kids are part of part of my impact reach. That is just the reason why I felt Santa Remember All Good Kid is a good starting point for me to express my intention to the world at large.
And people who've enjoyed sharing this with their children, purchasing the book and reading it, giving it to their children. Santa Remembers All Good Kids, the name of the book. They're going, okay, Samson, great job. Home run on this one. I can't wait for your next book. What are you working on now?
Actually, speaking of my next book, by the end of next year, I should have 4 children books out.
Fantastic.
I'll be writing nonstop, and they actually in production at the moment. So my books has been submitted, but I think because of due to the COVID-19, there has been a delay in getting those books out. So by the ending of next year, I should have 4 more great stories, great books out for kids.
You mentioned for kids, and it's interesting. It's so important, I think, for adults to share that experience with a child. They can either read, depending on the age of the child, that the child can read to the adult. They can read a page. They can talk about it. Why should children read more to kids? Why should adults read more to kids?
I mean, one of the reasons why adults should read more to kids is because it shows bonding, for one, and secondly, it sets an example. It sets a bar. I mean, children are very adaptive. They obviously children imitate what they see. So when they see the parent reading the books, so they say, okay, this is actually good. Books are good. So they actually kind of do what the parent do. So if they see their parent reading books to them right from a very young age, they're going to get into it. They're going to understand the value of books. And book is just one way to spend time as well. So for them, they need to see that aspect that books are there for
Yes.
bonding and the good, and the yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Got a couple minutes left here. I love the title, Santa Remembers All Good Kids. Sometimes a title is catchy, it's cute, but it doesn't really say anything. Yours is catchy, cute, and it says something. You could just say the title out loud to a child, and the child would remember. Santa Remembers All Good Kids. How did you come up with this title?
I mean, like I said, like when I was looking after my daughter, and she behaves when she wants something, so she becomes good. She become a better version of herself. So that kind of gave me the idea. Okay, then Santa remembers all good kid. Obviously, Santa remembers all kid, but Santa has got a list, and good kids get good stuff. When you're good, you get something good. So your idea is to I just decide, okay, then I'm going to title this book Santa Remembers All Good Kid, because the idea is to make kid become better, become good, listen more, pay attention more, and do what they meant to do. But, and also one and also there's something else about Santa Remembers All Good Kid. It's a book about gratitude, about appreciating the moment in life, appreciating the moment, mostly at Christmas time, because they get gifts as well.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just making them appreciate the moment. And there's a secret as well to that book. Every character in that book, they are from the Bible. So Mary, Joseph, these are key people in the Bible. And for the Christians, Christmas is based around Jesus, about Jesus' birth. And for the non-Christian, it's just based around Santa Claus and everything. So this is emerging. So this is a combination between religion and tradition, and using names from the Bible as well. Like the three wise men. So kind of bringing everything in one. It's just appreciating the moment. No matter if you understand Christmas from a religious perspective, or from a tradition perspective, is about enjoying the moment. Enjoying this moment no matter where you are around the world. It could be in France, Christmas to Christmas. It could be in Spain, in England, in the USA. Christmas is a common theme, no matter how people view it. And that is one thing I was trying to make kids appreciate as well. Yeah.
When I say that you can have all the elements covered, I'm not kidding. I love how you've captured all of those, and the gratitude. I'm glad you mentioned that at the end, a page of gratitude at the end of the story. It's so important. It's not just receiving; it's showing gratitude for what you've received, and the message that children are rewarded for good behavior. You do something you're supposed to in April, we'll find at Christmas. That's when Santa rewards you. So you have that you could use as that hook all year long to get the child's attention. The book is so well done. It's Santa Remembers All Good Kids, a magical moment with Santa. At Christmas time, moments become magical, memories become more meaningful. The book is by Samson Yung-AbuIt. That's Samson Young, Y-U-N-G, Abu, A-B-U. The book is at Amazon. It's at all of the usual places worldwide. If you go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, you can link on and get information and order the book there as well. Samson, excellent job. It's been fun having you with us on the program. Good luck with whatever you're working on. Would love to have you back on the program. Thank you for spending some time with us.
Thank you very much for having me as well. It's been a great pleasure. This is my second interview as well, so I'm trying to get the hang of it, and you've made it so relaxing for me. So I really appreciate it. Thank you a lot.
Well, I appreciate you saying it, and you have the hang of it. That it's a skill in communicating what you've written, and you've nailed that as well. The book is Santa Remembers All Good Kids, a magical moment with Santa. Samson Yung-AbuIt, our guest. Information on our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Back on today's program after these messages.
This Week in America is online. You can visit our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Scott Pinkerton, associate producer of This Week in America. Jay Anderson, segment producer. Ben Watson, webmaster. Otto Bechet, director of engineering and TV production. This Week in America produced and is a trademark of Blue Funk Broadcasting, LLC. For information on all of our guests and to listen to this week's show, our website again at thisweekinamerica.us. And I'm Sean Bratton, executive producer of This Week in America.